Hey, hello, welcome to this Sunday evening edition of DWIT Live at 5. Let me double check my sound. Let me just make sure. What's going on here? That was a little behind. I think my sound is good. Awesome. Let me mute this and let me go say hello to whoever is on stream so far. It looks like we have Kakafu is on. William Nelson is here. Andy Visley is here. Guy the Jedi. Sam Ratterier is here. Just Sam. I'm going to call you Sam. Deanna the Baker is here. Hello, hello, hello. Live at 5 at 4. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. How are you guys? Only 7 people on so far. I was late in scheduling the stream today, so what the heck. But I'm live now, and that's what matters. That's what matters the most. Look at that. I'm using the charger we made on one of my streams to actually charge my phone. My phone got really low, so we're using that charger to charge it, and it works really good. Man, I changed my camera angle up slightly, and that's kind of a mess over here. I should actually switch it so it's a little bit more. Hang on. I'm going to switch it a little. Give me a second here. I thought I had it over a little bit further, but I have the ability to do that just by going doop, 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 doop. Yeah, that's okay right there. Whatever. Limited space to work with, so we've got to deal with the hand we're dealt. Happy Easter. Yes, happy Easter, everybody. Guy the Jedi is here. It's 7 p.m. where you are, obviously, right? Yeah. 81 Fahrenheit and sunny in Portland, Oregon. Stop it. We had snow today again, but it was mild. It was a warmish snow. So we're just, spring here is nice day, no snow, snow. Snow melts, nice day, no snow, snow. And we go through that throughout April, and then towards the end of April we'll start getting nice mild temperatures here. So it'll be good. You thought it was supposed to be spring. Well, 81 Fahrenheit to me is summer. That's about what, 25, 26 degrees Celsius for me. So that's not bad. That's not a bad temperature. Don't complain about it. So let's see. We got 10 people. The arm is, again, I'm on painkillers. I can lift the arm. I can do whatever, but I cannot, for instance, lift. If I attempt to lift a kilogram of filament, it really kind of hurts. So it's all the connecting muscles to the joint and to the rotator that are hurting. But like a lot of movement like this starts to hurt and get fatigue and pain, but the painkillers are doing their job. I'm on twice-a-day painkillers, so that is helping things a little bit. So here we go. Tintalon, hello. Perfect day here in West Texas. 70 blue skies and just a slight breeze. Isn't that the perfect day, though? 70 degrees. That's about 17, 16 degrees Celsius. Sunny blue skies and just that little bit of a breeze to take the heat. Oh, man, you're making me jealous. We'll get our days here, but it seems to be one extreme or the other here, right? So that's all right. Sunny in West Vancouver. You guys get a lot of sunshine there, but you also get a lot of rain too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, just blow some of that sun this way, okay? We like those west winds. We'll do with those. We'll do good with those. Keep moving it so it doesn't freeze up. My arm? No, my arm won't freeze up. I'm still using it. I'm steering with it when I'm driving. I move it when I sleep. I just can't lift anything right now. I'm still waiting on, hopefully I get a call this week about a surgical consult and see what they want to do with it to help fix it up. So we'll see. Hey, Gorilla Biscuits. Hello, hello. 21 Celsius in Vancouver. I am jealous. We are at chance of flurries in the next hour is our forecast. We're at 1 degree Celsius, which is, for you fine American folks, it's just above freezing, so about 33 degrees. And we are forecast, it's just a nasty forecast for spring. It's nasty. Anyways, we'll live with it. It'll be all right. We'll survive. Here, let me put this down out of the way. We will survive. So, okay, here we go. So Wiki Central's here too. Hello, 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 everybody that's joining me. I got a part in. I didn't get my order from Bamboo in. I want to get this going. I'll talk about this in a second. This couple projects I worked on this week. I didn't get my Bamboo parts in, so I went ahead and ordered this little cheap little part on Amazon, and it came in. Trying to think if it came in this morning or yesterday. It doesn't matter, but it's here. I should be able to get this printer up and running, and then when the Bamboo order comes in, I'll have a spare one, which is fine. I'll have a whole spare part. So we're gonna put this all together here. Again, this is the little whatever that eddy sensor, whatever it's called. This is the switch that senses when the cutter is released, on the filament cutter is released, and it lets the printer go. But obviously mine broke last week. If you were here, you could see that the wire broke, and excuse me, so I had to get another one because my printer was dead in the water. So David Walton, happy Sunday all. Happy Sunday to you too. Happy Sunday and happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter. Nice long weekend here we had, and you know, tonight's the last night of the long weekend. So this is a cool little project. I got this, and if anybody wants the links, let me know and I'll find the links. You can just do a search on Maker World. This is what I call the Costco cart tray. So I like it. I printed another one, and I actually went to Costco yesterday and tried it, and it works really well. You actually, I've got to glue this on. So this little portion here sits on here, and I'm going to glue that on, and it's printed in two parts because it's a nightmare of enough to print this. This just prints like boom with some supports. And so we do this as a separate part, and we just glue it on after the fact. And that's your phone holder. So you picture that this is sitting on the front of your Costco cart. As you're shopping, you're pushing your cart, you have your phone here with your list on it. You have a drink holder, and you have a little tray for your hot dog or your sandwich or whatever it is you get at Costco. I went around Costco with this yesterday. Boy, did it ever work good. Just the phone holder aspect of it worked really good. So I thought I printed one. The one I had that I went with yesterday, the first one was green. And so I thought I'm going to try one in a nice multicolor. And this filament, this is the Polymaker. This is Polymaker High Temperature PLA, and this is called Gradient Tropical. And printed beautiful. Printed this on the Century Carbon over here, the Elegoo Century Carbon. And the phone holder, I printed them separate. It comes on the same plate, but I printed them separate just because. And man, it printed beautiful. Here, let me get you on the close-up camera and just show you. Oh, here, turn the camera this way. There we go. And I'll show you the print. The print printed beautiful. So this is the bottom layer right here. Okay, and it's just really, really, I love the color mix. It's just fun. It's a fun print. And there's the back side of it. So really nice, clean print. If I hold it in a certain light, you can kind of see it had a little bit of a Z-wobble going on right about here. Something like that. But I think my belts need a little bit of tightening on this printer, but otherwise everything is beautiful on this print. And then this just really just clips over the front handle of your cart, and then these little things here, they kind of just clip into the little railings there, and yeah, it's kind of cool. So oops, I got a little bit of a wobbly part there. But yeah, that's what I was working on that project, so that is pretty cool. People at Costco are going to see that and say, where can I get one? And the site I got that off of, you can become a Patreon and actually sell his pieces. So we're going to look into that, or I'm going to reverse engineer and design my own. We'll see. I kind of like to doing the reverse engineer stuff, designing my own piece so that I don't have to pay anybody to sell the piece. So, or just come up with my own, because there's a few tweaks I'd like to do on it. So there we go. Let's see, only a strange idea if you had a bad shoulder and not moving it causes to freeze up and lose a range of movement. Oh, I get it. I see what you're saying there for sure. Well, as I say, I am using it, like I can move it around. I just can't do anything with weight involved. So, hey, Ranch Kid, hello, hello. No weekends or holidays in the world of bagel making. No kidding. 850 to make and deliver. Holy crap, that's a lot of bagels. Wow. Love bagels, but I can only eat so many bagels because of the diabetic thing. But I love a good bagel. Anyways, then I watched a video. I don't remember when I saw it. Anyways, Joel, 3D printing nerd, did a video on these foldable hangers. And I thought, that is a cool idea. It's a tiny little bit of filament. It's a print in place print. It just prints flat like this. And you pop it off the bed, remove two tiny little supports that are there just to support a little groove here. You give it a little bit of a twist, and boom, you have a nice, solid hanger. And because of the way it's printed, there's no layer lines that are going to crack things. I thought, this is awesome. I hate the wire hangers. Sometimes the plastic hangers are too flimsy. So I've been using some little end of rolls that I have that have not much on it to do anything unless I, combine them together. And I've just been printing some of these foldable hangers that I'm going to actually use in my closet to hang my shirts up. It's thick enough, it's not going to leave lines in your clothing. And then if you're traveling, you fold it up, you throw it in your suitcase, you have a nice little travel hanger. So that's another thing I've been working on here a little bit. I've printed a couple here. I got one printing over here on the A1. And I've been printing these down at the office too, because I've got dozens. Okay, I'm not going to say dozens. I got about 10 or 12 of these bamboo spools with just partial, and I even have some of the Polymaker spools with just a little filament enough that, again, you can't do a big project with them. You can do little things with them, but this took about, I don't know, less than 100 grams of filament. It's maybe 50 grams, 60, 70 grams of filament, if that. But it's a great way to use up those old partial spools. So there we go. That's what I've been working on so far. And I have a new project coming up too. Hey, Oscar. How are you, Oscar Vogel? Swiss Army hangers. There you go. That's a great one. Oscar Vogel says, I just got myself sourced Voron 24350 working and I'm going through the calibrations. Nice. First time you've ever 3D printed and you built a Voron? Nice. Awesome. That's, you know what? That takes guts. And I applaud you for that, because you know what? You've learned how these things work. If this is your first time 3D printing and you built a Voron 2.4 350, you've built a 3D printer from the ground up, and you've learned the ins and outs of what it's taking to make one of these things work. And obviously you're a good tinkerer, you're good with your hands and your mind and tinkering with things. And if that's great, that's a good way to get into this hobby. Really good way to get into this hobby. That's awesome. Oh, it took you 3 years? Well, it doesn't matter. You still did it, right? 3 years or not, you still did it. And there's a lot of resources out there to help you with the Voron builds. So that's awesome. I've built about 6 of the Vorons I've built over the past 5 years. And, I'm kind of done with the building aspect of it, but I'm so glad I did it, because even though these ones here, like the bamboos, the Elegoo's, all these ones coming out now with the Core XYs, with the tool changers, even though they're all pre-built now, they all just work out of the box. They're like, I call them the apples of 3D printers. Just plug them in and they tend to work. You still have to know how certain aspects of it work in order to be comfortable taking it apart or changing out something if you're having issues with it. So building a printer like the Voron from scratch gives you that experience and that confidence to know what you're doing when it comes time to service one of these things. So that's awesome. Took 1 year to make your own ESP32 based drone flight controller. You guys are I just love the fact that I envy the people that can think of an idea in their head and then just come up with it and just engineer it and design it and make it work. I can do that to a certain point, but me, I have to see something and say, oh, I like that. And then I can look at that, reverse engineer, make my own version of it. But to come up with the idea from scratch, it's fascinating. So kind of like the project that I'm going to show you that we're going to be starting on here. I got the idea on Jerry's stream yesterday, which is I just realized Jerry is not on the stream tonight yet, is he? So I hope everything's okay with you, Jerry, if you're just watching, and if you're not on, I hope everything's all right. So yeah, I kind of miss you, man. William said, I'm still on the struggle bus with your Voron 2.4. Okay. Voron, yeah. Building your Voron 2.4 for the last 3 years, Deanna, says the baker, and I'm not close to done yet. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on it. It's watch my videos. I struggled as I built my Vorons as well. I've got videos on all of them. I still have a 2.4 sitting right over there. It is a 2.4 with the Jabberwocky hot end, and it's got the box turtle on top. It's this guy right over here. Cut to this camera, so it's right, you can see it right there. There's my 2.4 right there. And you can see the orange Jabberwocky hot end on it. You can see the box turtle on top. That's a great printer. It's 300 millimeters, but it's not running right now because I still need to upgrade the firmware to match the new tool head I put on it. And I just kind of, not that I lost interest in it, but my mind went elsewhere, and I have to be in the right frame of mind to get back to it in order to upgrade the firmware and get it all set up so that tool head is working in conjunction with the box turtle. I may end up taking the box turtle off and just running it as a single color printer. I don't know. I did the box turtle because LDO sent me the box turtle to build, and so I felt kind of obligated to do that because they sent it to me. So we built the box turtle. We got the box turtle serial number because we did print the final print that we had to do for it. And it's just been sitting there since. So one of these days I will haul it out, and we'll go through and we'll do the firmware and get that printer up and running, because it's a great little printer. It's a great, I say little, but hey, Jerry must be doing Easter stuff. Probably, yeah. It's probably what's happening. So Oscar says you almost got the last year and did an update and threw right back into the beginning of the firmware software stuff. Yeah, the firmware and software was the hardest part for me on the Vorons. The build, I had no problem with. It's the firmware and the software and understanding that whole thing. And that's kind of why my mind's not on it right now, is because I can follow instructions easy, but sometimes I get lost in it and I get confused, and it's like, you know what, I've got to put it aside for now and come back to it. And I just haven't come back to that in a while, and I got to get back to it for sure. So, yeah. Okay, what else are we seeing here? Sergio is here. Hello, Sergio. Let's see. I don't think I missed anything else here. Difficult task, but it was worth it. Watching you make mistakes on this channel was a big help and encouragement. It wasn't just me in this fight. Well, that's good. I'm glad. And I could make my videos instead of doing lives, and I could cut out all my mistakes and just show you all the perfect stuff working. But that's kind of what I do, and why I run this channel is because I just want a real life experience. And in real life experiences, for somebody like me that doesn't have a lot of knowledge in these things, and I'm learning as I go, I make mistakes. Sometimes I make major mistakes where it sets me back an entire stream before I can fix something. So I'm glad it helped. I really am glad it helped. I'd rather have me make the mistakes and you learn from my mistakes than everybody make mistakes, right? So there we go. Yeah. You're here for the fits. Oh, for the fills. There we go. Okay, let's see. I think I said hi to everybody. So, hey, the Matt all. Good evening. Good evening. If I missed anybody, forgive me. Da Vinci is here. I'm probably saying hi to multiple people over and over and over, but hey, that's all right. Okay. So let's get this thing fixed up and working. So I'm going to have a seat. Let me have a drink, and I'm going to have a seat. And we got a printer in the background here. You probably won't hear it because I got the noise cancellation working on here, but I'm just printing another little hanger on my Flash Forge. And I had, believe it or not, I had I threw it out because it's a fair amount, but I ended up throwing out this filament. And I think it's because I've had this sitting around for a long time. This is some bamboo brown PLA. Okay. It's dried. It's not wet. It's dry. So I'm not. That's not it. I don't know what it is with this. 3 printers I tried it on, and 3 printers I had failed prints. So I said, the heck with this. It's voodoo filament. So I took it off, threw it away, threw another roll of bamboo PLA red on here. It's printing beautiful. So I thought, well, three times not the charm. I printed other stuff on these printers with other PLA filament. I don't know what it is about that particular brown filament I had. It's one of the older rolls that I've had lying around, and maybe I needed to dry it more. I don't know. Couldn't get it to work. I said, the heck with it. It's done. So I'll just fire this camera over here and just show you on this one. I haven't showed this printer off too much at all, but this is the FlashForge 80 Adventure 5M. I think it's the M. And this printer over here is just printing one of those hangers that I was telling you about right there. So that's what's going on this one. And it's doing a really good job printing this. So yeah. Anyways, there we are with that. So I got sidetracked there. So let's get this tripod back over on the right side of the, there we go. So we can go ahead and fix this part. And we're going to come down and right about there. That sounds good. Doing a candy machine off Maker World. Need to regulate Skittles intake. Oh, Stephen Machado. You said candy machine. I guess I got to show you what my next project is, because it's right up the alley of a candy machine. So I'm going to show you. Free Pegasus printer with eSun filament. Free Pegasus printer with eSun filament. I haven't heard of a Pegasus printer. So it'd be interesting to see. The whistle filament. I'm just seeing if I've missed any comments or anything here that I need to answer. Oh, Steve Alpha is here. Hello, hello. +1 for the fits. Not using X-Acto blades as a deburring tool. Your mistake, yeah, well. After watching my stream on the Elegoo Century Carbon, you've been printing a lot with it, yeah. That's a great printer, that little Century Carbon. William Nelson says, yeah, that's a great little printer. So, eSun was 7 years old and it printed fine, yeah. If you can maintain these things a little bit, they print perfectly fine. Probably not dimensionally accurate 167, 188 instead of 175. And Brent Ferguson from Texas is here. Old recycled black filament. I'm just reading, catching up on here. Notice some specks of metal in it. Then heard black recycled plastic is often made from scrap electronics. Interesting. Huh. Anyways, cool. Let's get this hot end fixed up for the bamboo. Oh, I was going to, the candy machine thing. I was going to show you what my next project is going to be that we're going to be building together. It's going to be one of these things right here. It's from a place called the site is honeybee3d.com. And it's a product from Gachapop V2. It's a 3D printable capsule vending machine. This is what it looks like right here. There was, who was it on Jerry's stream yesterday that showed that he made one? Was it, oh Lord, one of the larger makers. He's really into the laser stuff. I forget who it was on Jerry's stream yesterday, showed us this. And I went to the link and I got the files. And so we're going to be printing one of these nice, large portable vending machines. It's going to vend those those little capsule things you can buy and put prizes in. I'm going to print one and I'm going to actually put it on my desk at the office in the front area where people come in, and actually, use it as a vending machine to give away 3D printed prizes and stuff. So it's going to be really, really cool. So yeah, so we've got the files all downloaded. We're just going to, maybe after we get the bamboo fixed up here, we're going to have a look at all the pieces for it and print and see what we can do as far as getting the printing started on it, and maybe pick some color filaments tonight. But really, really cool looking machine. Everything is 3D printed, including the mechanics in there. It'll actually take quarters, I believe, but you can also 3D print the coins that go in it. So it's really, really cool. So, and they are going to come out with a commercial license tier where you can actually sell the printed machines. Right now, the licensing for this product is you can print the files and use it for commercial. In other words, you can print them, make one, and use it for a commercial vending machine where you take money in the machine to sell products out of the machine, but you just can't sell the actual printed machine or the files at this point in time. But that's okay. That's okay. And they're talking about a note for bamboo and Elegoo Century Carbon users, P1 and X1. So in other words, what I have is that I've never heard of this, but the project prints is fully printable 100% scale in the Bamboo P1 and X1 series, as well as the Alagoas and Cherry Carbon. In order to achieve this, you must temporarily disable the exclusion area. I don't know. I didn't know that you could do that. I don't know how to do that, but we'll look into it. But I do have a 400 millimeter X400 Arion printer at my disposal at my office that I can use to print this as well. So we have the Bamboo official guide, the Alagoas official guide. We'll look at that to see how to disable the excluded area. And he says this is a simple change that is quickly reversible and poses zero risk to your printer. So we'll look into that and see. But that's going to be our next big project that we're going to be coming up here soon and starting to print here. We'll look at the files tonight. So there we go. Okay, let's get back to this. Easy on the CC to exclude. Cut the cord, design your own. Design my own. I could design my own, but again, that's why I guess I could design my own. I have an actual candy vending machine right there. It's a three container. You put a quarter in it, you turn the dial, and little candies come out. It's not for those big balls, but that's for your Skittles. This would be perfect for your Skittles. It takes actual 25-cent coins. I could reverse engineer that thing and probably figure it out, but I don't always have the time to get into my design to that detail. I'd rather pay somebody and support a creative person who's done this and do it that way. So it wasn't Klondike. It was I can picture him. I can picture the guy. Because yeah, you were on there, Tulsa Skin, weren't you? Yeah. So Timor, hello. I'm just going to go back through. Jack in the Shop. Was it Jack in the Shop? Maybe it was Jack in the Shop. I thought it was, I can picture him. He's got a southern accent. It doesn't matter. That's okay. He just pointed us to it. So, okay. Death Cube, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. I'd like to modify one to take maker coins. Oh, that would be, you could probably do that. That'd be ideal. I want to build one of those claw machines. So anyways, might have been Jack in the Shop. Hey, Big D. Might have been Jack in the Shop. I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking, oh man, I can picture him because I've watched his channel when I was getting into lasering. I watched a lot of his videos for lasering. Anyways, it's a moot point. It's not his design, but he's the one that had one that kind of inspired me to get to the link that they showed and pick the model up. So many things you can't buy, you have to be able to make them. Exactly, right? Practical printing stuff, you make it, you can't buy it. This Costco tray I just showed you that I made for the Costco shopping carts, prime example. You can't go to a store and buy those. So somebody designed it, so you make it. So we'll work on that. Anyways, let's get going to this hot end. We're going to fix it. If you recall, we broke the little cable that goes to a sensor in here that detects whether or not the cutter is open or closed. And the cutter, which is actually hanging down inside there. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to replace this part. Let's cut to this camera. There we go. And this is a little part that came. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, top of the chat and in the description is a link to go ahead and enter the draw for some Polymaker Filament. Thank you to Polymaker for allowing me to give your filament away each and every stream. So go ahead and enter if you haven't already, and enter to win Polymaker Filament. We've got 18 people entered already. So only enter once, please, because if you enter multiple times, you'll be disqualified. And I'll know if you enter multiple times when I open the spreadsheet. So only enter once. We had a grace period of 2 or 3 weeks where we allowed accidental multiple entries, and now we're no longer allowing accidental multiple entries. So just enter once, please. Or else. Yes, that is a threat. There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're going to switch back over. So this is the little piece that we're replacing, this little guy right here. Okay, why is that camera so dark? Why is that dark? There we are. Anyways, that's the little piece we're replacing right here. I think the overhead's going to show that a little better. If I go, is my overhead camera on? Yeah, it is right there. That's the piece that broke. I don't know how it broke. Shouldn't have broken, but it broke. It doesn't matter how. The fact is it broke. Well, this is the piece we're going to replace. So actually, that's not a bad view right there. And this just goes on onto this. It's sort of a filament sensor / cutter sensor in one here. So we're going to put that on. So we just got to remove a couple screws here. And we'll get this put on, and we'll get this put back together. So go ahead and enter the draw. You've got to be present to win. So when you enter, stick around and make sure that you are present. Let me get rid of that ticker that's on there now, because I think you've all sort of seen it. But as it says here, stick around to win some Polymaker Filament. You must be present to win. Okay, and you get a $35 US. You get a $35 gift card. In Canada, you get a $45 gift card. And apparently, I guess the rest of the world, you get a spool of filament. So, and one of the best filaments going is the Polymaker. So if you haven't tried it, you're going to want to try it. Okie doke. So now I believe this little sucker, make sure I get this put on the right way. I believe that went on just like that there. Yep, and then that is going to wrap around. I should have taken a picture of this before I took it off, but I am very confident that the way that this goes on is just like, come on. Why doesn't that look right? Maybe because it's this way. I should look at the, I should really look at the Wikipedia, make sure I put this on right. Yeah, I think this is going to go on this way. Okay. This is this type of thing I want to do once. There's a little groove there. Huh, that doesn't seem to fit in the groove at all. I'm sure this is the right piece I ordered. No, that's not going to be that way, because that's going to go over that way. No, so it's got to be going on. Right here. There we are. That way, right there. I was going to go backwards. There we are. Just like so. Okay, I need to get a little screw. Oh, where'd my chat go? Lost my chat. Only 11. Please smash that like button. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. I can be present, but no one wants me as a present. There we go. What's up, printer people? Hello, Clown Hammer. Hello, hello. Okay. So let's get these tiny little screws. We're going to get this piece put in. Here, I'm just looking at that, and that's not a very close-up view, is it? Hang on one second here. I like to give my watching audience the best view possible. So when I do make the mistakes, you can actually wrong camera view. Wrong camera view. Is that the right view there? And I want to zoom in more. Okay, hang on. What's going on? I think this would be my first time using this. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to zoom in a little bit more. There we are. Okay. So this is going to go in here like so. And we got to get that little screw in there. And you know, I always tell people, no matter how much experience you have in this, because when I got into this 5 years ago, I had zero experience. Zero. And don't be afraid to take things apart. And don't be afraid to learn by taking things apart. That's how I learn. One thing I will suggest is that if there's no online manuals for what you want to do, take pictures. Take a picture of what you're doing before you take it apart, so that if you get totally lost, you have at least an image to show you how it goes back together. There we go. Okay. So that goes on there like that. So this guy is there's an adhesive, so I can tape that down like that, and then that's gonna come up over here, and then that's gonna plug into the board that's up above there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this this piece back into the printer where it belongs. Exactly, another CG. Take pictures while taking it apart. Hello, Raj D. Hello, hello. That's exactly right. You want to take the pictures of it when you take it apart, as you take it apart. We all have, this is probably charged enough now, it is. We all have one of these. Take a picture when you take it apart, especially if you're taking a lot of screws out of something. I've taken some A1 heads apart, bamboo A1s. I made a mistake of not taking pictures of where the screws came from, and you have this handful of screws and you go, oh crap, which ones are which? Take a picture. It's so true, that old saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Okay, so let's get in under the, I'm gonna try to get an angle here so that I can see what I'm doing as well. There we are. That's the angle we had before, I believe. Let me switch over to this. There we are. I can put my mug shot down in the bottom right there. There we go. We all start with experience. We get experience by experiencing. Yeah, and you know what? You get experience by making mistakes. So I wish these doors on the bamboo, I wish these doors would open more wider, more of a 90-degree angle than they do. But anyways, that's here nor there. So I got to try and get in here. I want to keep the camera, but I also got to get myself in here too. So bear with me as I move this around. It's going to get shaky. It's going to get shaky. Okay, so there we go. Okay, that looks like it's going to work, and I can get my hands in here and do whatever I got to do. So the screws that I use to take it out, always good to have one of these magnetic trays if you take things apart. Trust me from experience, you don't want to drop screws because you don't find them. Okay, so this guy goes in here like so, and he's going to come, and so I've got to adhere him. First thing I got to do then is take off this two-sided tape that's on this without breaking the wire. This feels like really delicate wire. So, and forgive me while I'm doing this, I can't see the chat too well, so if you're yelling at me or telling me to stop, I'm not seeing it. I'll check the chat in a second here. I'm just going to grab my knife. Here you go, guys. Blade close to fingers. There we go. Get that tape started and peel that two-sided tape off of here. Come on. It's not as hard as I make it look. I'm trying to keep it in view of the camera, which is, I'm not doing a very good job of it. So then we're going to take this piece. This is going to come and stick right onto the side of that. That's going to come and stick down to the front of this. Yeah, see, that's not sticking too well at all. Maybe I should have cleaned that off first, and then this is going to stick down like that, and then that's going to just reach up and plug in. That is not sticking at all. That's what I get for getting a cheap one off of Amazon. Let's just see if I hold that down, if that tape is going to stick. It might stick if I just give it a good rub here. Don't you guys comment on that. Okay. That might work. Okay. So now we can put the extruder back in. And at the same time, see if I can get that to plug in. Actually, I might be better off to try and plug that in first. These are tiny, tiny little areas that we have to work in here, and I have big, big hands. I'm going to use a pair of tweezers to assist me with that. Actually, I'm going to screw that in first. I'm going to screw that in at least with one of the screws first so I can hold that so when I plug it in. So let's grab one of these screws. These are little M3s, or these are little M3 screws, I think. So we'll put this one in here. Come on, right in here. Let's do this one that I can actually see. There we go. Okay, so that one's in. Okay. Now that's not going to move, so now I can try and work that that plug in, but I need my tweezers, which are right here. See if I can, trying to see you can see what's happening. So what I'm trying to do is there's a little, this little plate here has to plug into the little plug behind it. Like, just like that. There we go. That's plugged in. Oh. So this little plate right here is just plugged in right behind it. Okay, and now I just got to put the rest of the screws in. And so we had one down here. No, we didn't. Where did the other screws go? Right in here. If I'm not mistaken, there's one right in here. I think that's right. Why can't... See, that's why I should have taken a picture of it. Actually, I can go to the wiki page and it'll show me, but I'm sure that's where the one goes. But I think what I got to do is just loosen this one off a little bit. So I got a little bit of play in there. And then, there we go. Now I should be able to get this one in. Huh. Maybe that's... Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Duh. Right over here. I'm in the wrong spot. See, that's why it helps take pictures so you know where you're putting your screws into. One there. See? We're talking about mistakes. And the third one... Oh, where's that third one go? One, two... Sure, there was three of them in there. I need to get a light. It's pretty dark in there. I'm going to blind you all here. Let's see. One, two. Where's that third one going? Maybe there was only two. One, two. Oh, I thought for sure there was three. Huh. Maybe there was only the two. But I'll just have a look on Wikipedia, just on the wiki site, Wikipedia, on the wiki site, just to see. Like fixing a cell phone. Okay, hang on one second. I think I still have that page opened. Maybe I don't. Let's just have a look at it real quick here. Bear with me one sec, folks, while I have a look at this. Here we go. Bamboo has a great wiki site, just FYI. Boom. Oh no, I want the extruder replacement. There we go, extruder replacement. Oops. There we go. Dum, dum, dum. And I'm on the wrong part again. Let's see. Let me check out chat here. Sensor replacement. Wiki, wiki, wiki. Okay. Okay, where I was just on there. Where is it? Boom, boom, boom. How come? Oh, Okay. Okay, well, let's look at the P series and P1 series, and we are looking at the tool head, and we are going to do the extruder unit replacement guide. There we are. Here we go. I just want to make sure that there was no more than... Okay, we got that. There's the third screw. Where's that third screw? Down there. Okay, down bottom left. Okay, so now it's showing me where it is. Okay, so let's go back. It's showing it on the bottom left here. Okay. So bottom left. Oh, right there. Okay, right there. Now I see. Right there. See if I can... Sorry, it's a bit blurry there with my hand in the way. There we are. And let's just snug up these other two while we're in here. That one and this one. Okay, so basically they were... I wasn't looking way down here, but it was way down here, up here, and over here. Over here. So those are in. Now we got to bring the blade, the cutter back up. Let's bring the cutter back in. No, okay. There we go. Cutter goes right in there, and there's a screw for the cutter. Where did I put the little cutter screw? I believe this was the screw for the cutter. Okay. Okay. Just gonna get that in all the way. Come on. There we go. And there we go. There we go. So there's the cutter screw, and the cutter's back in place here. Okay. Now we got to mount the hot end in. Where did I put the two screws for the hot end, though? Did I not? They're not in this dish. You'd think I would have put them in this dish. But there's two screws to mount the hot end back in, which is not a big deal. I have spares. So I have spares. But where did I put them? I put them somewhere where I wouldn't lose them, believe it or not. But we have spare screws for that, so not a big deal. Okay, so let's get the hot end plug back in anyways, and then we'll find the screws. Tum tum tum. I don't remember where I put them, to be honest with you. Anyways, a hot end. This part. See, the tricky part. The one thing I don't like about the hot end on this is the routing of the wires, because I got to put all the wires behind this little plastic tab right here. And that every time I put my hands in there, it adjusts the auto exposure and makes it dark on you, and I don't want that to happen, but there's not much I can do. So now I've got to try with my tweezers to get these little wires without breaking them in behind, like that, and then like that, and come on, like that, and then we plug the bottom one in. Actually, this is the bottom one, this is the top one. So this goes, come on. Oh, I gotta do the bottom one first. So let's plug the hot end. The hot end fan goes in here next. That first one was the heater. This is the fan. the fan. Oh, hang on. So this one comes down on the bottom here. Come on, let's get in there. Right. Okay. Come on. Up one notch. There we go. Okay. There's the heater plugged in. And the fan goes in the next one right there. And then I got to just grab these little wires and get the wires tucked in. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Okay. So there we go for that. Okay. Glue it. There we go. That'll work. Now I need to find the screws that I, for some reason, didn't put in that metal tray. And if I have to, I'm going to grab spare screws that I have, but I have no idea where I put those screws. I have no idea where I put those screws. Okay, let's find, let's grab my bamboo box. Are they over here somewhere underneath all my mess? No. Huh. Okay. Anyways, there should be some spare ones. Let's see. Not in this box. I have another bamboo box. Let's just see. I believe it's these in here. I do believe, and if not, I have another hot end. Come on out of there. I think that's the right one. It's either that one or this little guy here. And I believe, no, it's not that one for sure. No, I don't think it's either one of these. Man, put your screws somewhere where you can find them when you take stuff apart. It's just that I took that apart so long ago. Okay, if that doesn't work, then what you do is you grab one of your new hot ends, which we have a few here. And within each hot end, whether it's the complete hot end set or not, you're going to find a set of screws with every hot end. So screws and some thermal paste and all that. So we'll just steal the screws from this hot end and use them. Because I can reuse them. I just can't lose them anymore after this. Duct tape it. Duct tape fixes everything. Yeah, I could do that. So we'll just take these two screws. We're good. And we'll cut back over. And we'll put the hot end back in. There we go. Don't forget to enter the Polymaker draw. And we'll pop that in. There we go. These are interesting screws. These are, I don't even know what you call those. They've got a flat, they've got a flat neck and then threads near the tip. Those are the specific hot end screws you need for this. There we go. Okay, that one's good. And that one's good. Hot ends in place. Everything seems to be working. We'll grab the fan. We'll plug the fan wire in this top one here. like so. And we should be good to roll. Let's put the the Petifi tube back in. We should be good to roll. Yay! Okay, so let's get the camera out of the way here. And let's start it up and see if we get that same error, if this is actually gonna work. See if I actually made something work for a change. Oh, I forgot I forgot I was still on this camera. I'm giving you guys a ride around the shop. Oh well. There we go. You get the free blurry tour of the shop. Now, did I screw the autofocus? What the heck did I do with my lens? Oh, there we go. Somehow I screwed things up there. Okay, here we go. Now we'll plug this in and we'll see if it's actually going to work. But I got to find a power plug here first. Just don't drop you? No, I won't drop you. My coat hanger finished printing. Where's the power plug? I had a power plug out for this earlier. Bear with me. I got to go around here and grab a plug. There it is. There it is. Right here. Back of the printer. We'll plug it into this power bar right here. I got power bars everywhere. Okay. And we'll power the printer on. Other than the fact I don't have an AMS unit on it, but that's okay. It should let me come without that error. And it just takes a second for the screen to populate. I really should put, although the Panda Touches I have, apparently you can get them to work on these things. There we go. Ready to print. See if that error, look at that, there's something funky going on there. Yeah, look, it's frozen screen. Look at that. Let me reboot it. But so I don't know if the error is still there or not, but because it's frozen on that screen. Come on. There, let me reboot it. Let me reboot it. Off. And on. As we patiently wait. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hammer time. Screen says try again, Tim. Ha! No, it doesn't. And there we go, ready to print. It's not, let's see, we're not frozen this time. No, we're not frozen this time. The error was coming up here. So it looks like it's working. Looks like we're working. You know, let's see, is there a, oh, there is a firmware. Let's do the firmware update. People are like, no, don't do the firmware update. You'll regret it. But nah, I'm just doing the firmware update. We'll let that firmware update go. Got that working. We'll get these scrap parts out. In the meantime, we will go over and grab the AMS. We'll put the AMS back on it. We'll put some filament in it. I like to do a test print whenever I fix anything to make sure everything's going to be working fine. But because I've been screwing around with it so much, I'm also going to do a calibration on it. So, yeah. Yay. Okay, so 6 o'clock. Another 30 minutes or so, we'll do the Polymaker draw. It looks like we have 32 entries in the Polymaker draw so far, and we have a whopping 41 people. So if you haven't entered the Polymaker draw and you want to enter to win some Polymaker, it's pinned at the top of the chat over here, say up this way. And it's also in the description. Go ahead and hit that link and go ahead and enter the Polymaker draw. Enter one time only, okay? Any duplicates will be disqualified, and I will delete you guys like you never existed. So don't do a duplicate entry. Just enter once, okay? There we go. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for this thing to do the firmware update, which is going very quick, we have, in the meantime, we have a finished hanger over here. Let me pop this off the bed. Really good job printing this hanger. This is a great little printer. If you have not or you haven't experienced the FlashForge printers, but great little printer. Nice job printing this hanger. Nice release. So there's that little hanger. I guess, oh, it didn't print the little supports. Normally there's a little support right in here and right in here. So this printed, and look at that. This one released. Oh, that one didn't do too good. Okay, well that opened okay, but that one is really loose. Something didn't work out here. I'm going to have to reprint that. But that's basically the idea. But no, this look something failed right there. So this side worked out great. I don't know what happened there. But as I say, this was a scrap end roll of filament, so I don't know what. Look, but that worked out great. But something did not adhere really well on this one. So something is awry with these joints on this one. Okay, so believe me, it works. It works much better. It worked much better. I'm going to have to see what's going on with this one as well. I'm wondering if this filament is just too wet, because this is just old filament that's been sitting around. But believe me, it shouldn't do that, because I did run. Where did I put them? Just want to prove to you that it does work. Where did I put them? Oh, right here. See, these ones worked out perfect. No problems with the joints or anything like that. That one and this one. One was printed on the Century Carbon. The other one was printed on a P1P. So don't know what happened there, but we're going to reprint it and see what happens. So we don't give up. So we'll try one more, and we're going to go okay, and we're going to do a reprint here. Boom, boom, like that. We're going to print that, and we're going to go extracting file. We want to do bed leveling and print. There we go. We'll print it again and see what happened. The boss is here. What boss? Who's here? What boss? Dun, dun, dun. Did I miss something? Oh, the wife. Oh, okay, there you go. Well, hello, cake is makers. Cake is makers, is that how you say it? Anyways, firmware is confirmed, it's done. It's gonna pop this over like this. Okay. I am going to put the top on, and then I'm just gonna grab, there we go. No tops were broken during this, so I'm gonna quickly go over here. I'm gonna go to calibration. Whoops. No, where was I? Come on, get back, get back. Here, here, calibration. And you're about to calibrate, yes. So we're gonna do a calibration on here. We're gonna grab the AMS. Meanwhile, the FlashForge is gonna reprint that for me. Grab the AMS. So for those that are wondering what I was saying about my arm is, I can go ahead and pick up this. If I keep this arm close to this body, I can use it to assist in picking up. But if I try to, say, pick this up with this arm, I can't. I cannot engage the muscle in order to do that, whereas this arm, not a problem. So yeah, that's what happens when you tear the ligaments, right? So, okay. We won't interfere with the calibration on this while it's calibrating. It's already 24% auto calibrated. We'll save this and put that back on when the calibration's done. In the meantime, let's have a look at the files that we're going to be printing for that big vending machine. So we'll get going on that. I'm excited to get that project started, in all honesty. So take 30 minutes to calibrate? Okay. I can live with that. Here, meantime, we'll calibrate it with my DWIT Studio up there. See if it shakes it off. Let's see if it'll stay up there during the calibration. Okay, let me find those files. I had downloaded the files already. I'll show, and those of you that are interested, I'll show you that Costco tray I printed after. I've got to put a little bit of glue. I got one spot that when I removed the supports, I got a little too aggressive removing the support, so I kind of broke it, but I can glue it and fix it. Here we are. So there's a lot of files for this. So for those that just joined, what I'm going to show you here is a project we're going to work on here soon, and it's called the Gotcha Pop 3D printable vending system. Let me switch to the display. There we go. So it's this guy. It's found on Honeybee. You got to buy the files, basically. Not a big deal. It's a very reasonable price, and it's a full-size 3D printable vending system that will vend those little capsule balls that you put little goodies into. So I don't know how to describe them. They're little plastic balls. You can put candies, toys, whatever in it. And then, you know, you put your money in and one of those things comes out and it's just a vending machine. Okay. So that's what we're going to work on as a project, because I think that's going to be so cool. And yeah, so the files, downloading the files, this is everything you get. So you get a PDF file with the assembly instructions. So this is all 3D printed, and they even have a PDF explaining or suggesting filament types to use, settings, etc. So this is all the this is the assembly instructions. So all the way up from boom, boom, there we go. So again, all these do not force parts. We'll go through all this as we're going to build this, as we're going to do this project, okay? So we're going to be printing all these parts, lower housing parts. You're going to assemble lower housing, yada, 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 and all the way through. Just skipping through here, and you can see kind of all the little printed parts that are going to be involved. It's all 3D printed mechanics and everything to do with it. All this. Okay, we got the wheel housing. So in other words, the vending part where you put the money in. And looks like they're very, very good detailed instructions. I did hear about one little flaw in the machine, but we'll address that as we get to it. Okay, and then boom, you got a completed machine sort of like that. Okay, so that's the one file they give you. And then the other one, you have your it's a change log, basically talking about you know, it's a changelog file. We all know what a changelog file is. And then we have your print settings. So it tells you the recommended printer settings, nozzle size, etc. The coin mech special settings, everything, whether you need a brim, supports, or whatever. Okay. So really good detailed instructions there. And then the other, then you have your personal use license agreement, which you can read through if you decide to download this file. And then you have your color cheat sheet. So you can basically, they're saying what to do. So you're going to pick two primary and a secondary color. And this is telling you which pieces to print in which color, basically is what it's doing, so that you don't, you know, so you make it look good. Okay, we'll decide on the colors and so forth later. And then, of course, we have our individual STLs. So we have seven different categories of STLs. So for instance, your hardware, you got your quarter fasteners, your tool fasteners, and then in here you have all of your various STLs, so all the files. So I guess one of the first things that I'm going to have to do is pick a color scheme. And I always like to look at the printed model, say on this site, and say, okay, so in other words, you have a white and red color scheme, blue and... Oh, there we go. Are we going to vibrate off? We're not going to vibrate off. There we go. And so you have a blue and burgundy. We have a green and gray. We have a pink and white. So picking a color scheme is kind of what I want to do. And I think I want to use some of the really nice, bright Panchroma colors. So we're going to have to pick a color scheme for this. So good, straight to the point instructions. Yes, they are really good. you put the hot end screw on something next to the keyboard, right side. Watched last week stream. Really? Put the hot end screws on something next to the keyboard, right side of the keyboard. I probably did, but that was last week's stream. And you know what? I had a lot of stuff on this desk last week, and yeah, that's funny. Anyways, 46% calibrated. Yeah, those screws are here somewhere. But it's a moot point because I've got lots of those. So, and I will find them. So, anyways, yeah. So actually, I'm wondering if it would look cool and even this kind of a filament for the vending machine. Although I don't think so. I don't want it to look too clownish. But for those that didn't see it earlier, this is the little. It's a Costco tray. It's a Costco shopping cart tray that you basically clip onto your Costco shopping cart, boom, and you have it. And there's a little phone holder that goes here. We'll glue this on. And then so as you're pushing your cart, you have your slot here to put your phone in. Where did I put my phone? Boop, boop, boop. That's in my pocket. So you have your slot here for your phone. And so while you're pushing your shopping cart, you can have your list on your phone here, or you can be talking to somebody on the phone, whatever. And then you have your cup holder for your drink. You can get a drink if you want to get a drink and a hot dog while you're shopping. And then you get your nice little tray to hold your drink and your hot dog. Even while you're pushing it out to your car, you've got this tray, because how many of us have gotten a drink at Costco? You put it in your cart and your hot dog, and you put it in your cart, and you're rolling out that parking lot where the cart is going, and all of a sudden your hot dog is falling open, your drink is shaking. And anyways, this kind of solves that. So I got a little over aggressive on the supports on this piece, so I got a little bit of a break in there. So I'm going to grab some glue. And is this glue? Is this? I think the tip is. I think I got to cut this tip open here. But let's get some of this glue flowing. I'm going to glue that up. So, while this is calibrating, how's everybody doing tonight? Okay, Guy the Jedi. See you later. If you happen to win the draw, give it to Clownhammer. Okay, perfect. So Clownhammer, you're Guy the Jedi. He says if he happens to win, you get the filament. There we go. Ligament tear. Yes, it does suck when you're our age. Yeah, it does. No, my nozzle's clogged on this, so let me just grab some scissors and let me just cut the tip off, a little bit off the tip. That should work. Make sure I don't glue my scissors together. And this should come out now. Let's see. Yeah, it's coming out now. This is the medium viscosity. So this stuff is pretty good. I'm just gonna find the biggest crack. We're gonna fill the medium viscosity, should run down that crack just nicely. Let me put this towel underneath so in case it drips. So if I just put a generous amount of that down the crack, then we'll just hold that in place. I just got a little too aggressive with the support removal, and and these things don't get put under a lot of pressure. All they do is they just go between those little metal bars on the shopping cart. So that's probably going to be fine to hold that. That's probably going to be fine to hold that in place. Yeah, all that does is goes between the metal bars so that it stops the tray from collapsing downwards, right? So, okay, so that should be good. And then I'm just going to put some glue along the bottom of our phone holder here, like so. And I think just to get a nice permanent bond, I'm just gonna grab something over here. Boom, boom. And when you do it the way I'm going to do it now, you want to be accurate and fast. I'm just going to spray a tiny bit of activator on that side. And this, you want to be fast and accurate. So right like that. There we go. Because when that activator hits the glue, it's like done. It's in. So there we go. There's the phone holder in place. So that's in there with that activator. That just made a permanent bond. So that is your Costco tray thing. Really, really cool. So you have to be here to win. Although he did, well, that's kind of, yeah. He said if he wins and he's not here to give it to you, but anyways, you know, we're all friends here. We can all get along. We'll figure it out. I think I want to put a little more glue in here, and I'll use some spray activator to activate it. Just got to get this down the crack. I have a lighter, a more viscous one actually that I could use if this doesn't work, but I think I can get this to work if I just now give it a little bit of activator. There we go. That made a big difference. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. That's all fixed up. So there we go. For some reason, it's in both of the ones I printed so far, I put a little hole right in the side of the tray here, and I don't know what that hole would be for. Anyways, there we go. That's our little Costco tray. Really cool. Okay. Put that away and put the glue away before I get myself in trouble. Because I know that I have a tendency to, this is the first time I think I've used that, but I haven't glued my fingers together. Or partially glued my fingers together. So there we go. When I lose, someone else can win in my place. There you go. Good one, Deanna. Pen. Pen? Pen. Pen? Get a contract to Costco. That'd be cool. But I make sure you don't get the wobbly cart. Kafufu says. Kakafu. That's funny. No gluing or stabbing today, not yet. I think what I want to do, because the other thing I would do differently on this is, and I could do it as an add-on to this, but I may just go ahead and design one of these on my own, because I have become fairly proficient in Fusion. By no means an expert, but I can get by in Fusion, and I do 3 to 5 Fusion lessons a week to teach myself new things. But one thing I'd like to see this have is, the only issue I had with this was when you guys have been to Costco, you've seen they have the, whether it's Pepsi or Coke, it doesn't matter, they have these cups that you get with your $1.50 hot dog or whatever it happens to be down in the States. You put your cup in this holder, it's a paper cup, it's thinner than this. What I found happened was the paper cup went in, and as you're moving along, there's nothing on the bottom to limit how far it goes. So the paper cup would almost get jammed in there. So when you went to get it out, you kind of had to wiggle it and wiggle it to get it out. So I'm thinking I'm going to grab one of their cups one day, bring it home, and I'm going to design a thing that goes on the bottom. You can either glue it on or build it into the model so that the cup only goes in so far, and it's got a little cage on the bottom, I guess, to sort of hold it so it's not being jammed into the hole, if you kind of know what I mean. It'll go in far enough that it'll hold it steady, but it's not going to force itself into the hole so the sides of the cup stick to the side of the hole. That's one of the only downfalls I saw from this so far. And possibly I have to measure the cart, but maybe even a little bit of a bigger tray, because up here in Canada, Costco now sells a nice, say, it's a corned beef, Montreal smoked meat sandwich, which is really good, but they put it on a plate, okay? And then you also have your chicken fingers and so forth that goes on a plate. Now, this holds a hot dog and a drink just fine, but if you want to put one of those plates on here, it's not quite big enough. So I'm either going to expand it out, and I have to see how much room I have on the front that I could maybe make it a little bit longer, right? So I do want to redesign this, but I really need to get some pictures and measurements of the cart. The whole fundamental base of this thing is perfect, the way that it goes on the cart and clips on the cart. But I think the overall shape or size and functionality of the tray could use some improvement. Not complaining, this is a great little design, and but if I make my own, and if I can come up with my own and make it a little more customizable to the local Costco's, then yeah, I have no problem selling them. you know, like that. So anyways, that's kind of that. We are 75% through the calibration. So, and we are about 5 minutes, 8 minutes away from the draw. So get your name in there. Double decker, can you raise it above your head? Don't forget the cup. Don't forget the cup the mint chocolate chip sundae comes in. Oh, the chocolate chips, the sundaes, yeah. So again, could this use two holders, a drink holder and a sundae holder? You never know. Can I raise it above my head? Yes, I can. I can raise it above my head. Can I raise this above my head? If I go slow, there we go. I can raise it above my head. Can I come straight down? That right there, there's where it starts to hurt a little bit. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is not a big deal. Although just that little bit right there, I can feel the fatigue setting in already to the muscles. So yeah, there's something going on. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I love this filament though. This, as I said before, this is the gradient, the HTPLA gradient tropical from Polymaker. I just love the way that came out. It's just really funky cool. You know, that's a summertime tray for sure. And then in the winter we do red, right? So we have the warmth of red in the winter time, right? So it's pretty cool. Anyways, I beat that tray to death enough. But I'm going to redesign it. Definitely going to redesign it. So then hold for 30 seconds. What do you want to be? You're like a torturing guy. What are you, a physiotherapist? And you want, you know, no. Do you like seeing people tortured and in pain? Come on, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, by the way, y'all saw the blower I was working on last week. I hooked it up to the machine. I hooked it up. I put it on there with VHB tape, and we've been doing. Last week we ran a bunch of jobs through with it. I had to slightly adjust the angle on it a little bit, but it works. It is working, and it's working quite well. So now that I know that design that I finished and that little blower that I had are going to work, now all I have to do is basically calibrate how to attach it, or basically figure out how to attach it to the machine. And I'd love to attach it to the machine to the point where I can actually have a little bit of a calibration tilt, maybe a thumb screw where I can adjust the tilt a little bit so that the actual air blade can be aimed accurately to where it needs to be blowing these pieces down. But it worked flawlessly. It worked really well. So now I've got to work on the positioning, how to attach it to the machine, and then tidy up all the wiring and get myself into the back of that machine so I can hook it up to the 24-volt power supply. Worked out really well. So I'll take pictures of it once I get it all, you know, together and on the machine and working. I'll do a little video of exactly what it's doing and how I end up getting it put on the machine. And then I'm going to approach the company and who said that they would actually buy some of these off me, and then we'll have to negotiate how much how much I'm going to charge them. And I'm going to charge them in the same vein that they charge me for the machine. And I'm going to, like, yeah, anyways, I'll make some of my money back, in other words. So, okay, let's do a draw. 2 minutes. If you haven't entered the Polymaker draw, top of the chat, there's a link pinned, and in the description, there's a link pinned. Click that link. All you're doing is putting your email and your YouTube name in there, and I'm going to do a draw to give away some Polymaker product, filament, whatever you want to do with your gift card when you win. So I'll give you 2 minutes, and then we're going to close the draw, and we're going to go ahead and do the draw. So we're doing our calibration here. We are at 99%, almost done the calibration, and we can load some filament. And look, it survived the calibration. It vibrated a little bit towards the edge, but it survived. Calibration's complete. We're done. Okay, we'll do the draw, then we're going to throw some filament in there and start a quick test print and make sure that repair worked. So there we go. In other words, stick it to them. Just like they stuck it to me. No, you know, it's a good company. It's a good company. But, you know, everybody, you got to make a profit on everything you do. So what the heck? 2 minutes. You got about a minute left to enter the draw. And if you don't enter the draw, I'm going to do it without you. There we go. Gonna do it without you. No mercy. No mercy. Free service on your machine for life. Yeah. $50 million. No, I'll probably, it's about a $70 fan, Canadian. We're speaking Canadian dollars here because, heck, I'm in Canada. It's about a $70 fan, that little blower fan. And then I have to keep in mind my R&D. It's as silly as it sounds. I have probably printed 8 versions of that before I got it right. And I probably spent, I'm going to say maybe in total 12 hours with the Fusion. Now, again, some of that is me learning as I go. Okay, somebody proficient in Fusion probably could have done that in half or less of the time that I did. That's here nor there. I call that R&D, research and development. This is a piece that I designed from scratch, from a concept. So there's value in that. So the actual piece itself, it may be, what did I work it out to? It was about $6 in plastic. Okay, printing it out of PLA. Let's just say $10 in plastic, $80 for the fan. There's $90 in parts. Period. $90 in parts. I would probably sell these units for upwards of $300, $350. That's a wholesale price because they're then going to turn around and sell it to their customer as a modification kit to these machines, probably for about $500. That's why I've got to do so much testing to make sure that it works and that it works flawlessly and that it's an easy and clean and decent looking install in the machine. So, yeah. Try printing something in your ASA and your Century Carbon 2 and one side warp. We'll probably get a little heater to heat up the chamber. Yeah, heater to heat up the chamber, and also if it's a big base, don't be afraid if you can, and it's easy to remove depending on the piece, to use a brim. Or at least rabbit ears or something like that. And some bad adhesion always helps too, especially if it's a larger piece. And it depends on, and round the corners if you can, okay, because the square corners are going to tend to lift more than the round corners. And also keep the bottom layer as thin as possible, because what's lifting is because when your filament cools, it's shrinking and it's lifting those corners. So there's a whole bunch of different advice you can get out there for keeping things from lifting. So yeah, I'm trying to run some polycarbonate PC filament, and I cannot for the life of me get that stuff to stop warping, but I think I need a better heated chamber for that. And I learned polycarbonate, no fan period. So yeah, yeah. China will read and duplicate. They better not. Although, you know, anyways, let them try. Let them try it. So, okay, I'm gonna go close the draw. Let me go get the names, and we'll do a draw for some Polymaker here, guys. Okay, no, draw is closed. If you missed it, too bad, so sad. Settings. No, not settings. I want to go this. We're going to go like that. We're going to turn off the draw. You can't enter anymore. Let's go to the responses. Let's download the responses. CSV. Not that you need the play-by-play, but you're getting the play-by-play. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. That's the Canadian in me. What can I tell you? And downloads. Let's open that. Let's open the spreadsheet. I better not find any duplicates. I'm telling you. I can be forgiving, but come on, I'm telling you. So, how I check for duplicates, they say. We go to data tab, and we're going to sort by this column here. There we are. Let's see. Any duplicates? Wow. Wow. I'm proud of you guys. No duplicates again. Way to go. Awesome. See, my followers, my viewers can be trusted. Then again, if you signed in under a different YouTube account and enter twice, I can't control that. Okay, we're going to copy all those. Let's go to the spinning wheel of fun. Here we go. Okay, let's go to the, here we go. You guys ready? Hang on. I like listening to this, so I got to turn my speaker on for a minute here. And it's time for what?
The Polymaker giveaway! Hey! All the answered names get to play! Hey! Count it down, shout it out, don't be late. Time for the Polymaker giveaway!
There we go. Polymaker giveaway. So as usual, we're going to do the spin. We're going to shuffle and we're going to see how many shuffles and spins we're going to do. We even have a couple trick shots on there. So here we go. Ready? And let's spin to see what we're going to do. There's one on there I don't want it to land on because I really don't feel like dancing tonight. So we'll see. Come on, come on. Don't land. Don't you dare land on that. Oh, good. Okay, we're gonna spin for 20 seconds and we're gonna mix it 4 times, okay? So spin 20 seconds, mix 4 times. So let's set our timer to 20 seconds. There we go. Let's get rid of all these answers on the wheel and delete. And let's paste in everybody's name. There's all the names. All right, folks. Okay, good luck, everybody. We're gonna mix it 4 times and do our spin. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and good luck, everybody. Here we go. I shouldn't be singing while this is on. Need some fancy music with this spinning, but other than me. Okay, who's the winner going to be? Let's see. We have Baldwin Blanks. Baldwin Blanks. Baldwin Blanks, congratulations. Are you in chat, Baldwin Blanks? You've got to say something in chat. Yay! Baldwin Blanks. Congratulations. Are you here? Off by 1. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. Recalibrate. Baldwin, there you are, Baldwin Blanks. Congratulations, Baldwin Blanks. You've won some Polymaker Filament. I'm going to go get your prize right now. You guys can stay tuned. Hang on 1 second. Let me get back out of here. And we'll go back to me. Okay, I'm going to go send you an email right away. Hold on 1 second. Where's my spreadsheet? There it is. Let's find your name on here. Escape that, and we're going to find your name. It's alphabetical order. There you are, and there's your email. So if I double click this, and if I copy your email, let's make sure that that's the correct one. Last thing I want to do ever is send the email to the wrong person. And then let's go by A, and we'll go OK. And then if I do that, that is still the same. And I want to make sure that things are working here the way they should. There we go. Okay. Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to copy. I've got the email all ready to go. And we're going to go paste. There we are. And send. There we go. Okay, so Baldwin Blanks. You should, and I'm going to not save that. There we go. You should be getting an email within, like, I don't know. It's going up to the, it's passing the astronauts. I think the astronauts have it on their computer now. The Canadian, I told the Canadian guy, I forget his name. Yeah, on Artemis 2. I told him, yeah, and I think he's sending it. I think he's forwarding it to you now. I think it just left the Artemis 2, and I think it's on its way back to you. I think you're going to get it any second. Yeah, it passed Artemis. Artemis intercepted it, right? They're intercepting emails up there. That's what they're doing, you know. They're up there capturing everybody's email, and then they're just forwarding it on. Already showed up. There you go, Baldwin Blank. You can go on and you can claim your prize. If you're in the US, it's going to be a $35 gift card. If you're in Canada, it's going to be a $45 gift card. And if you're in the rest of the world, it's going to be a spool of filament. So go ahead and go shopping on Polymaker. And if you haven't tried them, you're going to love them. Okay. They used Starlink. There we go. Okay, guys, I'm going to pop the AMS back on. We're going to load some filament and make sure it's going to work fine for me. So let's get this going. And then I'm going to, what I'll do this week is we'll pick out some colors, primary and secondary colors for our candy vending machine. Let me see what's the most primary color on it. So the most primary color is going to be the body. So we have the body. So basically, if we look here, so let's just look at, say, the red and white one, for instance. So the red is going to be the bulk of the color. So I want the bulk of the color to be something that I'm going to really, you know, that I can live with. And then the secondary color, we can complement the primary color. I'm not a fan of the burgundy and blue. I'm not really a fan of the pink and white. And I'm not a fan, my favorite here is red and white, because maybe that's because that's the Canadian in me. But I'm not going to be typical and use those color schemes. So I'm going to find something that might work a little better. But anyways, let's get the AMS hooked up here real quick. So we have to put this hose in the back, the Patifi hose in the back. We have to plug the AMS, plug into the AMS, and I should have powered it off, but that's okay. We've got four flashing white lights, which is a good sign. There we go. Okay, so we're ready to rock and put some filament in here. So let's decide on some colors. Purple and green. Red and silver, classic color for vending. Yeah, true. Purple and green. Just gave you the link, but not the code. There's no code there? Okay, hang on. Oh, you know what? My apologies. I copied the code. I didn't hit Control V. Give me 1 second. My bad. Let me forward. I'm just going to forward that same link to you. And but I'm going to paste the code in there. And let's put that. My bad. Sorry about that. Oh man. And let me send this off again. Okay, and send. There we go. I just resent it. Look down in the bottom, and the code will be there now. My bad. I apologize for that. There we go. And I'll probably apologize. Being Canadian, I'll probably apologize 3 more times before the stream's over. So sorry. There we go. Glow in the dark filament. Just post the code here. We won't use it. You know, it's funny you said that, Deanna, because one of these times what I was going to do, and I thought of putting it on the spin wheel, and maybe I'll put it on the spin wheel next week, the pre-spin wheel, is I was going to put something like post the code in the chat. Whoever gets it first wins. I don't know. You know, that is it fair? It might be fun. Is it fair? I don't know, but it might be fun. And then that's one of the choices. If it lands on that, then I get the code, I post it in the chat, and it's like, good luck, everybody, if you're fast on your keyboard. But I will warn everybody in advance if I do that, because what I'll do is I'll say, okay, everybody, get your Polymaker app open and get ready. So anyways. Polymaker does that on a stream sometimes, a limited use code. Yeah, this would just be a one-time use code, right? So unless, of course, I talked to Polymaker and said, hey, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Can I get a code that would be good for 3 rolls or something? I don't know. Anyways, it's food for thought. I have thought of that. So anyways, I have internet latency. And it didn't really matter that much. I'm just kidding. Okay. let me find some colors. So I'm gonna let me turn a light on. Let me turn a light on. You guys can stick around if you want. I'm just gonna go pick some colors. Let me go to the globe, my light switches, and let me turn on my lights over by my filament selections. And I'll point this camera over to some of my other filament selections because there's a lot of colors over here. There we go. I got a lot of colors over here that I can choose from. Okay, so that's just a sort of a small sampling of what I've got. Over here, I've got a neon. I got a glow-in-the-dark neon magenta purple, and I've got a glow-in-the-dark neon green, and I've got a purple. And so over here, let me go around the camera here. Here we go. So we have Lotus Pink, but I kind of like, I have a Polymaker Teal. I have a Yin Yang. What else do I have here? Tan is kind of boring. I like the cyan. I like the sky blue. I'm leaning towards the blues. And then also over here we've got, and I like the purple. Is this a full spool? No, it's not a full spool. I think I have a full spool of purple over that way. And then also I have the high temperature PLA. So I have an orange, red, teal, gradient fire. I don't want to use a gradient. And then I have green, yellow, gray. So I'm thinking, so that's a lot of colors to choose from. Green, yellow, gray, orange, teal. What would complement what? Burgundy, blue, and green. Blue and green. Did I take anything for what? For my latent internet latency, I didn't take anything for it. No. Blue and green. You're saying blue and green. Okay, let me get back here. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna head over towards here. You guys kind of just watch. Here, I'll tell you what I'll do. There's nothing worse than nobody on camera, right? And so what I'll do is I'll just do this, and then this, and then you guys can watch this while I make a decision. Talk amongst ourselves. Baby blue and purple idea. That might be good too. Orange and blue. Orange and blue would remind me too much of the Edmonton Oilers. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I just can't do that. So you guys can watch that while I go look. The baby blue and purple might be not a bad idea. Is this a full roll of purple up here? That is a full roll of purple. And then the baby blue. Let me go look. Sky blue would be kind of like the baby blue, I suppose. Teal, white, blue, green, black. So let's look at the sky blue. It's matte. Do I want to use a matte filament with a standard filament? No, I think maybe the cyan. What would purple and cyan? That's translucent cyan, though. Teal and purple? Let's see. Let's take the teal out. Let's take the teal out, but I've also got a bunch of polylite as well, but not as many variety of colors in the polylite. Okay, let's take the teal and the purple. Let's look at the teal and the purple. Green goes better with purple. Yeah, teal and purple, not a fan. Neon green and purple. What else do I have for green? Do I have any more greens? Oh, I do have a green. Okay, let's take that out. You know what? I'm in a printing business. You'd think I'd be able to make decisions on these colors. That green, there's no green left in there. I could always order some more green, I suppose. There's celestial green. There's a celestial green. Okay, here we go. Celestial green. So here we have we have our purple, which kind of looks blue on camera. That's weird. Let's go back to this. There we go. So we have our, no, that way. Purple, teal, celestial green. The celestial green looks like it's got a little bit of flexy things in it. Polymaker ASA pop green. Huh. I do have translucent cyan. Yeah, I need to get a few more. Let's see. Then we also have neon green. But I don't really want to use the glow in the dark. I guess I could use the glow in the dark. Let's see. Crystal rose quartz. No, that's a gradient again. Oh, the pop. Oh, I do have those popping colors, don't I? No, let's just no. We're getting too carried away here. That's not a bad combination right here. These two. Using the purple as the main color, celestial green as a secondary color, and then the teal. So we have that combination, because teal is kind of in the green family. And then we have that combination. The wine color one and silver. Wine and silver. Wine. Did I have a wine color one? That was the brown. Huh. But I can always get order more filaments too. So yeah. Anyways, okay, we're gonna think on that. Maybe I'll go on X and do a little bit of an X Jose. The other thing is cool is I have a program, you guys might be familiar with Photoshop, and what Photoshop or Illustrator does it too. And I could pick go into Illustrator or Photoshop. I could pick a primary color. Say, okay, I definitely want purple for my main color. And I can go into Photoshop and or Illustrator and basically put this purple in, and it'll give me any complementing colors that go with that purple. And that's maybe a good way to choose it. And then I could find a filament that closely matches one of those complementing colors. So that's a possibility to do it too. Yeah, Sam, I'm leaning towards the teal and the purple as well myself. That way I get a little bit of a Polymaker touch to it. So yeah, the teal, they're very similar when you look at them, except the celestial has a little bit of like a flaky glitter in it, right? And then the purple and teal aren't bad. Those are not bad at all. So anyways, that aside, we'll keep those in mind. I'm just going to throw a, I have an open purple one. Let me grab my open purple one. I just want to throw something on this AMS and just feed the filament in and just print something really quick to make sure it's all working properly. So I got a partial roll of the purple here. Celestia looks like mint green. It kind of does, doesn't it? So let's throw this in here. Okay. And where's my nippers? Oh, I don't need my nippers. It's pretty good as it is. Throw it in number 3 here. We'll load it up and just throw something on the bed. Or maybe I'll just... New firmware is available. Didn't I just update the firmware on this already? I did update the firmware, didn't I? We'll do that later. Okay. It's probably obviously been a while since I've updated the firmware on this, if it's giving you 2 firmware updates in one night. So if it has glitter, I'd go for that one. Love me some sparkly Sparta ABS. Oh, I forgot I've got some... Oh, I forgot about my 3D Fuel products. Oh. There's one color up there I love. Oh. Okay, hold on. Hold the fort. Let me just go grab something. Oh. You guys, where's my little step stool? Or can I reach this without it? I think I can reach this without it. I have an open one here, don't I? Yeah. Don't drop anything here. Okay, I'm going to put this here. And I got another full one here. Oh, I might just change my mind here. I totally forgot about my shelf full of filaments up here. And then I have the silver. Oh yeah. Okay, let's bring these down. I may have to dry these out. The other ones are all ABS, and the other one's the same thing, and I got lots of that. Okay, there's this filament I got a long time ago from 3D Fuel, and it's called Iron Red. It is a deep. This is a filament off a local supplier, and it is a deep. I don't know if it's easy to see. It's actually, let me turn the overhead. It's a really deep red, almost like a blood red filament. Um, Almost blood red. Can you imagine that as the main color? And take this one. Don't roll off the end of the counter. Then they have this one, which is called Simply Silver. Can you imagine those two colors? Those would look really nice. Those would look so awesome. Okay, maybe even if I don't do the silver, if I come up with something else with a red, but this red is beautiful. That's called iron. Yeah, it's called Iron Red. There it is, right there. 3D Fuel Pro PLA Iron Red. Yeah, that is a nice combo. I might consider that. I have a full spool of the Iron Red. Actually, I have 2 full spools of it, plus this one. Oh, that might be what I do. Sorry, Polymaker, we may not end up going with you for this machine. But the Iron Red with the silver, oh, that would look so good. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Okay. I just happened to glance and I thought I forgot all about. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 kilograms of filament up on that shelf. Forgot about that. That's my non Polymaker filament. The silver for the coin knob. Yeah. Was the coin knob a different color in the samples? I think it was. Yeah, definitely. Like right here. Yeah, you're right. So you imagine the iron red with silver for the coin knob, and actually I could do, why not do 3 colors even? But possibly, but yeah. Oh, I think that would look great. And then the black cage or whatever. Oh, that would look so good. Oh, I think we've decided. I think we've at least decided the one color, iron red, and maybe the silver. And if there's not enough silver, or if this silver is too dried out, this stuff's old. I've had this stuff for probably 4 years. The sealed ones I'm not worried about. If this is too dried out or something, I can always just get a Polymaker silver or something. So there we go. Looks like red licorice. As a matter of fact, it does. Now that you said that, I can smell, and now I'm craving licorice. Stop it. I love Twizzlers. Can't eat many of them though, but I love Twizzlers. I was gonna whip something onto this printer real quick. Let's see, device. Let's see my P1P, and it shows me I have red PLA in there, which is fine. Is it red? No, it's purple. It doesn't matter. PLA is PLA when it comes to this. And let's just do the Bamboo Lab P1P. Let's sync the info. Yes. Okay. And continue to sync. And we'll synchronize now. And we'll slice it. And we're just going to start print another hanger. And we'll say print plate. And we'll go send. And I just want to make sure it's going to print and that we're going to get a half decent first layer. But before I do that, dang, I better put a bed on there. I better put a build plate on there before I do that. I've got a few. Let's put the let's just do our standard PEI build plate here. Let's just do this one. We'll give it a little bit of 3D lac before it starts printing. Come on. Okay. And let's go ahead and throw that in there. Oh, good, good. Phew. You ever done that? Totally forget to put a build plate. And the other thing I've done before is I've totally forgotten. Um, let it print overnight. You go to work in the morning. Your print is sitting on the bed, ready to go. Oh, and then from the office, I say, "Oh, I want to print this." I send it to the printer at home that's already got a print on it. Done it. Been there, done that. Yep, done that. Red vine dispenser for the side of the bamboo, Wayne's World style. There we go. Hey, Jerry, how are you? You're home. Yay. Glad to hear, Jerry. So we're just talking about the coin vending machine and what colors we're going to put on it. So yeah, and you're home just in time for the end of the stream. Good timing. We got the bamboo fixed. I think it's going to work. We calibrated it. We're just going to start a test print on it. So yeah, it's been great. Oh, a lot of people have already left. I guess I bored people. That's all right. Anyways, let's just see if this starts printing. Make sure we're good, and then we'll call it. Then we'll call it. We shall call it, and I shall go get some supper because I am hungry. I am hungry. Hey Jerry, if you want, have a look at this Costco tray I ran. Look at the colors. It's beautiful. That's the tray we clip onto your shopping cart at Costco, and you can have your phone in the front, your drink, your hot dog. Pretty cool. It's more orange than red. The camera makes it look red. It's actually more orange. It's the overhead camera. Yeah, that's more like it. There we go. That's more accurate to the colors on this thing. It's beautiful. I just love that color combination. It's beautiful. This is the Polymaker high temperature gradient tropical PLA. Really, really cool. Don't know what this hole is for. It's printed it on both models so far, and it's in the it slices like that. Maybe that's put an antenna. I don't know. I don't know what that would be for. Anyways, but that's beautiful, beautiful. This camera has much better color than my main one. Look at that. There we go. DWIT, who's designer of the hangers? I'll show you the hanger. I'll show you that site of the place, and then if you can get on a Maker World, DWIT 3D and a DWIT card when people ask to buy one. Yeah, I've got business cards. I carry business cards everywhere I go. My new DWIT cards. I don't know if I have any down here, but I got some upstairs. I've designed myself some new business cards, so I know a guy who knows a printer. The foldable clothes hanger is right here. So go ahead and just take this down or note this right here. It's on Maker World, and it's called the foldable clothes hanger print in place, and it's by Ethan Shen. Remember Ethan, my son, Ethan with 2 E's, Ethan Shen. Yeah. So nice print. Works out really well. Don't know what happened to my first one, but yeah, look at that. What's it say? Separate parts look more maintainable or else it will break. I'm new to this. Okay, and now is there different versions you can get on this? No, I think there's only the one version. I know there's lots of them out, a lot of foldable hangers on here, but this one here, it's the first one I tried and I just like it. So it seems to work fine. So that's why I kind of just stuck with it. So, and then that's what I'm doing right here is that's what's printing right here is on the Flash Forge is another one of those. And we just started one on the bamboo P1P here, just to test and make sure that it's going to print fine after I tore the hot end apart and messed all up and put that piece in and everything like that. So far so good. Toothpick holder. Printed 2 hangers, could not get unstuck and broke them. Really? Oh, and that's interesting. And I'm not criticizing, but that's to do with print tolerances on the printer, because that happened to me on my Arion X400 at the office. I could not get the hanger to come apart. What I found was, where did I put them? They were right here. I have two of them here. Oh, right in, right in front of me. Like for instance, this one, if we look on the overhead, so this one here, the tolerances on this one are incredibly, like it almost feels sloppy. When it opens, it's nice and solid, but it's almost, you kind of see there's a little bit of movement. I can move this up and down here. I can move this up and down here, but it's not coming apart or anything, and it works fine. Okay, this was done on one of my bamboos, on a P1P. This one was printed on the, this one I printed on my A1. Right behind me here, my A1. This one here, if you look, there's no movement at all on this. Like it's stiff to open. It's nice. No play at all in it. So that, again, that print, different tolerance on the printer. Now I did find when I did this, if I don't just try and force it open like this to begin with, okay, what I found, I had to twist a little bit. So in other words, do this and do this a little bit, kind of breaks it apart. You'll hear it crack and crack, and then open it up, okay? And same thing with this one, I had to kind of do this, like that, and that, to twist it a little bit, not much, and then it opened up no problem. So that's very possible that that could be why. Oh, wrong camera. So first print ever other than calibration. So trying to print your first 3D object on your Fresh 2.4. Awesome. You'll do fine there, Oscar. STL instead of the 3MF, yeah. And you can actually go into the slicer. There's a setting in the slicer you can set to give yourself a little bit more tolerance on it. I don't remember what it was, but if you find it's breaking on the one printer, it just means that the tolerances are printing tighter, or the first layer is printing too tight or something. But yeah, don't give up. Don't give up. Just try. I'm gonna, because I want to run a bed full of these on my X400, my Arion. And that's the one there. I did this, and I still couldn't get it to open because obviously it was printing these tolerances extremely tight. There is a setting, and I don't remember what it is, but I'm going to try and find it where I can actually set it in the slicer. It'll loosen those up so that it'll come apart a lot easier. So, but I've done about 10 of these now so far, no problem. So, other than that one printer. Yeah, Oscar, you're gonna do fine. Sergio, right here. Go to Maker World. Right here. Go to Maker World and right here, and look up foldable clothes hanger, print in place. It's the one with the gray hanger on the rod is the one that I'm using. So, and it's by Ethan Shen. Right here. That's where you want to look there, Sergio. Right there. Foldable clothes hanger, print in place. And it's the gray image. There's a lot of them on here. This is the one I printed. Some of the other ones might work better, but this is the one I printed, and it seems to work fine. It's strong. I like the orientation it prints in because you're not going to have any layer line issues with the hanging part, and it feels like it'll hold a nice heavy piece of clothing too. So there we go. Okay, so we're starting on here, and what is that little, there we go. Yeah, we seem to be fine in here. Is my light on? Yeah, my light's on. Is that the right, yeah, it is the right light. So here we go in the bamboo. We fix this up. And we are, can I actually, will this actually show anything at all? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll go up a little higher. And let's just do that. And let's cut to that. There we go. So there's the P1P that we just finished, printing the purple hanger. Oops. Yep. So it's working fine. There we go. Yeah. Awesome. Yay. I like when things work out. Oh, this is all twisted. Hold on. Oof. There we go. Let's move that back down. There we go. Okay, let's move you out of the way. It looks like the hanger on the flash forge is doing well. So there we go. Just going to leave that door open because we don't want a heated chamber for PLA necessarily. And just let me check this first layer. And we are smooth. Yeah, so we got this working good. So that one little part was the only problem with this. Back to working. Yeah, it's nice to have another working printer. Add that one to the queue. You need some hangers. Yeah, they're really cool. I like them. You're into stingy with your filament. Hangers are cheap. Well, these are, but this only takes, let me see, how many kilograms, how many grams of filament is that going to do? Let me look. Preview. It's going to be 59 grams of filament. 59.8 grams of filament. Here, I'll show you on the, here we go. There it is, there, right there. 59.8, because the supports take 0.06. But I haven't seen the supports print, but you can see the supports are right, there's tiny support right there, and there's a tiny, tiny support right there, okay, that take 0.06 grams of filament, and the whole project itself is 59.8 grams of filament. So, when you have those little partial spools hanging around, like, I don't know if I have any left here, but have a little bit left on them, go ahead and print a hanger with it instead of, like, what else are you going to do with it? Oh, and if you have, even if you run out of filament partway through, load another color in and you have a 2-layer, 2-color hanger. Cheap to do. Oh, and the cost on that, the cost, because I actually have my filament prices in here, the cost on it is $1.52. And that's probably high, because what I tend to do is if it's a $29 roll of filament, I put my filament cost at $50 to allow for oopses and to allow for a brim and to, or a purge line or whatever. I always put probably close to twice the cost of my filament in so that I know my actual cost. If I'm basing that on a sell price, I know that's kind of accurate. So this thing is $1.52 to print this hanger. I mean, can you do any better than that? You know, you can go buy a wooden hanger. Don't buy metal hangers. If you use metal hangers, unsubscribe from me. I don't like metal hangers. Sorry, no, don't. I'm just kidding. But I don't like metal hangers. So, yeah. Anyways, try it. I'm going to be hanging a bunch of clothes with it to try. It's strong. It's going to hold a lot of weight. Like this hook, because your layer lines are like this, you're not worried about your hook snapping. Maybe next week I'll show you the my jeans hanger hook that I made based on, I saw a guy on YouTube, I forget his name. It's a hook that you hang and you put your jean from your belt loops, you hang your jeans up on it. Really cool. So, because jeans are bulky and they take up a lot of space in your drawer, right? So print these hangers, hang them up in your closet. That's all. Good way to burn old crappy filament that you don't want to use for nice projects. Well, exactly. You just got to make sure, though, that keep in mind you do have to have decent print quality in order so that it does, unlike Jerry, and it happened to me a couple times, that when you open it, it's going to break if you don't get that little clearance on the things here. And the more I do this, the looser it's getting, but that's okay. Just like this one is super loose because I can actually open the hanger just like that, close the hanger just like that. Doesn't matter. As long as it's not falling apart, that's all that matters, is the hanger's going to do its job. And if I break a hanger, hey, what? I print another one. There you go. Anyways, guys, I've run over time. Like, I realize it's 7:10. We get 10 extra minutes out of me. This is running well. Let's see. Ah, this is running beautiful. She's beautiful. So there we go. Sometimes you need a metal hanger to cut up for something else, but most are plastic. Metal hangers to cut up so when you lock yourself out of your car, I'm speaking 70s and 80s, when you lock yourself out of your car, you can go down and to open your car when you have that little pull-up thing, right? Right? Yeah. And, you know, metal hangers to whip your kids. No, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Okay. I am leaving. You guys have a wonderful, happy Easter. If you're off tomorrow for Easter Monday for the kids, happy Easter. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I truly appreciate you all. And we will be back next week to have some more fun. And we're going to start that big vending machine thing project, Doomer Hickey. So stay tuned. You guys have a fantastic week. And thank you so much for being here. Talk to you guys later. For now, bye. Have a great week. Why didn't it click? There we go.